Well then, crying out loud. Where do you start, eh? What a ball of shit. You got Starmer looking lost. You got him passing the shit on to Yvette Cooper, and now they're trying to stop people talking on social media. Could that be me? For crying out loud. Hey, what is going on? They don't know. Well, you think they would have learnt, wouldn't you, from Southport, calling everybody right wing, rioting and bottling the police and what have you. And all it was frustrated young kids. Anyway, they all managed to get a couple of years and ruin their bloody lives. But they don't care. So they're having another go at us straight Christians, going to accuse us all of being right wing and getting fed up with all the shit that comes out every day. Look at Reeve's speech today. Well, that's another story, but bleeding hell, talk about going back on all the promises. They've all gone in one speech. Absolutely ruthless. Well, a couple of weeks ago, I featured two American queers, William and Zachary Zylock, who adopted two very young kids and then sexually abused them for year after year after year until they were arrested. Now, they subjected the kids to what the judge described as the depths of depravity. It involved aggravated sodomy. Now, how bad can that be? You'll have to look up sodomy. I can't even say it on this. I would get locked up for something. And what else was it? Aggravated child molestation and child exploitation. And the child exploitation was them filming themselves having sexual encounters with the kids, even blowjobs, selling the film through a queer's website and making $7,500 a week. Now, doesn't that prove there's not only two of them, and how many are there over here? Well, is that homophobic? Is that right wing? Well, I've got to think it. Christ. So anyway, they get 100 years apiece in Nick. 100 years, can you imagine that? No parole, no nothing. And then you get two of them. They found two fellas buying the film off the website. So they locked them up as well. And what did they get? 20 years. And then the second one got a further 40 years for watching it on a stolen computer from work. Well, that's what you call sentences, isn't it? Bloody hell. Well, that's amazing. Well done, lads. The subject of how many could there be in the UK, I was watching Sky News the other day, and they have a queer presenter in the morning. His name is Gareth Barlow. And personally, it upsets me thinking about what he's been getting up to over the weekend. And you know how they say you can tell who's the taker because of the stare? Well, only saying. So he was there, all excited, effeminately twittering about legalising marriage in Thailand. And then, so that these queers who have got married can adopt children. And he was so excited about it, for crying out loud. So I wrote to Sky and I told them exactly what I thought about this. At 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock in the morning, kids are going to school, watching television, and this comes up, and film of men actually kissing at the weddings. For crying out loud, absolutely disgraceful. So anyway, I wrote to him and complained about this, that he shouldn't be allowed and they should get rid of him. Well, they've not got rid of him, but it's clear he's had a bollocking because he sits there with his arms folded. Kate Burley doesn't like working with him, it's clear. Looks at him to say a few words, looks back, he says a few words, that's it. So anyway, that's looking up now. We might be getting non-biased news items. But Sky still haven't covered this sentencing of these two, who were pillars of the gay society. Why? Well, remember two-tier sentencing, when young kids rioting got a couple of years and Palestinian, Asian Muslims and whatever they were marching. Well, they never even got arrested. So anyway, they denied that. But it looks like we've moved on now. The judges are having a go. Two-tier sentencing. Because we get these dirty bastards in Scotland. Paedophile activities with two young girls of about 12. Well, they've been given life. But it's not really life. It's a load of time in prison that might be life. And if they are paroled eventually, having proven their worth, well, can you see that happening? But anyway, they'll be supervised forever. But then we get our homegrown Asian paedophiles being locked up in Oldham and Rochdale in very few numbers, despite boasts by ex-Assistant Chief Constable Mohammed Hussain, who couldn't possibly be biased to the Asian community. He comes from West Yorkshire. Well, they're getting sentences, and it's like, at most, one of them, the ringleader, got 12 years. Well, he gets that cut to bloody half, doesn't he? Or even getting a bloody band on his leg and coming out sooner. And then if they're clearing the prisons again, they're bound to release Pakistani paedophiles, aren't they? Well, is that Islamophobic? Is the Home Office going to be having a look at me? Well, get on with it. Oh, talking of Scotland, this little beauty is Gary Campbell. And he showed a bit of enterprise with his paedophile activities. He sat in his bedroom, probably knocking one out, directing paedophile activity in the Philippines. Can you believe it? Then paying for a copy of the film, which he held in a library at home. Well, being a librarian, I suppose he got a light sentence. He got 12 years. Well, that's enough, isn't it, in Scottish law, because that's like the minimum and it can go on for life. Ha ha. Hey, get on with that one. Cheers. Well, I had a lot of sympathy for Israel when they lost about 1,500 people, many taken hostage, into Gaza. And then, well, when they got their own back, and I mean getting your own back and wiping Hamas out, which they'll never do, they killed 44,000 people. And 15,000 of those were little children. So I think my thoughts have turned a bit now, and I don't know. Can you call me anti-Semitic? Because I think that's wrong. Just asking, you know. Well, that's it. And in the words of Dixon Green, night all.